You will begin to realize as you read this book that you are powerful, important, and created with a purpose. Let's discover what being in the Father's image is all about. My name is Dr. Martin C. Burgess. I am an educator at Laverne High School. Been teaching for 16 years of my life. Enjoy teaching. I have a wonderful wife, 2 great sons, who of which really helped inspire me to write this. Well, the title of my book is In My Father's Image. So it's kind of a play on words. When I was growing up, my dad wasn't around as much as I wanted him to be. And you can imagine how that can affect a young man growing up. And so there are different definitions of what being a man would be, what it means to be a father. And so the title of this book refers to In My Father's Image, my actual biological father, as well as in my father's image, the Father of God. And so it's kind of a play on words. And as anyone who reads this book will soon discover, that it is so important how to have a firm definition of what it means to be a man, and have a strong definition connected to being a man in the eyes of God. I actually had no intention of publishing it. When you write a book, you're very vulnerable, and when people read your thoughts, they have their own opinions about them, and I wasn't sure if I can handle those things as far as people being critical about how I felt and whatnot. And so I had it as kind of a memoir, so to speak, for years. If I tell you how long I've had it, it may be somewhat funny, but so I'm 46 now, but I started writing this in my 30s. And I had it as a memoir for years. And my wife came to me one day and she saw it. She said, "When are you going to publish this?" And I thought she was joking, so I didn't really take it seriously. And she said it again. And so kind of had on that process of publishing it. I had a good friend of mine, Cheryl Griffith, that proofread some things, and she said, "What do you mean by this?" and stuff like that. Stuff I didn't really want to deal with. But it really was a wonderful process because she was awesome for me. And once it became a book, I actually, I read it and read it myself. And I said, "Man, maybe I'm can be good at this." My youngest son has read it. My oldest son, he's told me, I'm going to, you know how that kind of stuff is. But my youngest son did read it, and I asked him honestly, I said, "Tell me, what do you think about it?" He said, "It's good." He said, "Dad, I didn't know you felt that way." The blessed thing about it was my brother read it. Now you need to know who my brother is. My brother's not much of a reader. And he read it, and he said there was a part in the book that talks about that I had to work on a farm to make ends meet, to take care of the family. And he said, "I never knew that." He always thought I always had it together. And I kind of laughed, like, you wasn't supposed to know, because I didn't want anybody to know that. Pride, the pride of a man, like, I got to work 3 jobs, I work on a farm to take care of the family, And so it was a real blessing to me to know that he read it. And I said, maybe this is something that can bless men. The emotions I had when I wrote this was different. I wasn't sure how to feel when I wrote it, okay? And I was mad at my dad. I was mad at my mom. I was mad at everybody, really. And I was like, and this has been for years. I felt this way, which is not fair to anyone. And when I put pen to paper and I started realizing that what happened between my mom and my dad really had nothing to do with me, I had to realize that my dad just didn't know how to be a good father to me. And I had to forgive him for that. And so taking what I learned from that, I became I try to be something of a super dad to my kids, probably overcompensating sometimes. But I believe I became kind of balanced with my sons, because how my sons see me mean a lot to me, and I let them know that. And so this book helped me heal from all that, so I could be a better father to them. As we know, we're in a pandemic. We all know this, and talking to someone is one of the best things you can do, because when you're by yourself, unless you're comfortable by yourself, it can be a dark place, because I've been there, which is one of the reasons why I wrote the book in the first place. And get your thoughts on paper. Even if you never publish it, write it down so you can actually read what you're actually saying. When I started writing this, it was mostly a venting session of how I felt that my dad wasn't around. I was quite angry that he wasn't around. And now keep this in mind, my dad and my mom divorced when I was around 8-9 years old. And it was finalized around 12. And so I've been harboring this for years. And you can imagine how unhealthy that could really be. And so there are other people who really could really benefit from writing their thoughts on paper, talking to someone about that. And you can really help others, because some people who read your thoughts can really say, you know what, I'm not alone. And so that especially with men, and men don't really talk to other men all that often. Matter of fact, men don't really talk to anybody all that often, and that's not healthy. And that's something that I actually address some of that in this book here.